Now that it's the end of summer, I have a bunch of students who are rising grade 12s who are very worried about their college application essays, especially the Common App essay. And I spent an hour and a half last night talking to a student about my essay philosophy. I thought I would just put this in a video so that I can explain my writing philosophy when it comes to personal essays and how I approach college application essays. When you talk about college application essays, I think you have to think about a few things. One, what is the purpose of a college application essay? Two, who is reading your college application essay? And then three, what is the structure of such an essay? Starting with the bare bones, I think we need to think closely about what is the purpose of your personal essay. A lot of people mistake the purpose of a personal essay and of the college applications, and they try to do things that don't really matter in their essays. One, they try to brag about who they are. Two, they try to rehash their CV and talk about all the different great things that they've done as a student. Three, they try to wow people with their writing and try to be as poetic and as academic as possible. I don't think that those three things matter that much. Can there be a little bit of bragging, and can there be some parts of your CV, and can there be some wow factor with your writing in these essays? Yeah, of course. Of course you're going to talk about things that you've done. Of course you're going to be a little bit boastful about some aspects of yourself, but that's not the main purpose of the essay. The main purpose of a personal essay in a college application is to show your growth and to show who you are. And a lot of who you are comes from how much you have grown. And that's why growth is so key to writing a good college essay. The second thing you have to think about is who is reading your essay. I think whenever I talk about essay writing in general, whenever I talk about persuasive essays or academic essays, research essays, literary essays, personal essays, the first question I ask to the student is who is reading your essay? Because you're not writing for yourself, you're writing for the reader to enjoy, for the reader to have fun with, for the reader to feel emotions. And so who is the reader of your college application essay? Well, very frankly, the reader is the college application officer, right? And then we can say a few things about this person. This person is an adult, this person has read thousands of essays, and this person might be tired from having read essays all day. So that type of person doesn't want to do a few things. This type of person doesn't want to read a convoluted essay. This type of person doesn't want to read something that is opaque and hard to understand. They want to read something enjoyable but clear, that has a lot of focus on structure and on delivering a clear message. Because if I spent all day reading essays written by a various plethora of students, I don't want to hurt my brain any more than I need to. And I just want to read an essay that I enjoy reading and one that I can understand clearly. So this is kind of what analyzing the person who is reading does for your essay. You have to be clear and you have to understand your points and have a good structure. From that, I kind of want to talk about structure. The structure of the main Common App essay, the one that is a little bit longer, I usually try to follow a growth structure. And so more specifically, I try to follow a little bit of the hero's journey, which has three main acts that shows growth in the protagonist. So in your college app essays, you have to imagine that you are the protagonist of a book or of a movie. There are a few things. First, you would start with a little bit of immaturity, a character flaw within yourself. And then second, you would be presented with a conflict, a problem, and then you would fall down, as we say, sort of in the academic world, to the depths of hell. And then third, you would rise from the ashes and you would meet that challenge and then grow from that challenge and explain the growth that you found within that challenge. So immaturity, fall to the depths, and rise from the ashes. And that's the three-part structure that I would usually follow when it comes to these personal essays. It's a very clear-cut sort of explanation of where you were and who you became after facing an event. Though that structure might seem limiting, it really isn't, because it's just a structure from beginning, middle, and end, but every part of that arc can be your own unique story. Maybe it's your unique story of how you became a better person after an episode of being bullied. Or it might be a story of how you became more mature after traveling to a destitute country. It could be any story, it's just that that structure is the best way of showing growth within yourself. For the shorter essays, you might not be able to follow that 3-act structure of immaturity, fall to the depths, and rise from the ashes, but you could do something a little bit more creative. Sometimes I see people write about scenes in their life. Sometimes I see people trying something poetic. Sometimes I see people talking about things that are important to them and explaining the importance to them. But shorter essays don't really have to follow that 3-act structure. I'm just talking about those longer Common App essays and even the supplemental essays. A few other just sort of more shorter, smaller principles are this. 1, focus on clarity. Don't get rid of clarity just so that you can try to impress people. You can be both clear and sound very academic and interesting at the same time. 2, try to be creative. And creativity doesn't have to mean that you do something quite avant-garde or something weird. It just means that you're creative with your language, you're creative with how you express what happened around you, you're creative with showing the images of your stories. Also, try to focus on emotional appeal. Emotional appeal is basically the tone of your essay and it being clear on what your emotions were during those incidents or during those occasions. Show your own sadness, show your moments of victory, and show the change in emotion throughout the change in the story. And then the 4th really important principle is tell the truth. I find a lot of students try to embellish on their lives or construct completely new fabricated stories to say how great they are. 1, people can usually tell if something is just not true. But 2, the truth is often more interesting and more exciting than some fabricated lie. The truth very often is really easy to show our emotions with, that shows our growth. I would never recommend that a student embellish their own stories or make something up for a personal essay. It's a personal essay for a reason. It's supposed to be about you and the things that happen to you. And so yeah, once you understand the point of a personal essay, the person who's reading the personal essay, and the structure of the personal essay, it becomes a lot more clear what you have to do in order to write the application essay. I would say maybe 40% of the writing process when it comes to the personal essay is just thought and sort of self-therapy about your own life, trying to figure out what was significant to you, how you became the person that you are, and what you want to be in the future. So yeah, this is my sort of broad, generalized principles around personal essays. I think I might do more of these videos in the future, just looking at people's previous essays and explaining what was good about them. But yeah, I hope this is very useful for you to start your essay writing journey, especially if you are a rising grade 12 student. Good luck!